Hi guys, I'm Rex King. Welcome back to another episode of Are You Films currently in theaters. Today I am talking about Priscilla. Priscilla is the new movie directed by Sofia Coppola and follows Priscilla Presley, played by Kaylee Spenny. I apologize if I mispronounced that name in the movie. And pretty much her life with Elvis, who is played by Jacob Elordi in the movie. And just basically follows their general relationship to its inevitable conclusion. So, when this film is focusing on the relationship between Elvis and Priscilla, it is a really good film. And I really enjoyed the whole dynamic that they were going for. I love how it shows a different side of Elvis that we don't really get to talk about. Kind of shows a little bit how controlling he could be. And basically, we have to remind ourselves that Elvis took a 14-year-old girl when he was a full-grown adult and basically made her completely reliant on his existence. And it really isn't a great dynamic when you start to really think about it. And I really enjoy that this film doesn't really shy away from what this is entirely about. However, there are a lot of moments in the movie where our main character, Priscilla, is in a scene doing absolutely nothing. Now, to be fair, this might be due to the fact that Sofia Coppola loves making characters feel isolated, feel like they're completely cut off from the rest of the world. And she does this throughout a lot of her movies, but here it comes off as less of isolation and more of a feeling of absolute boredom, as the character feels bored, so I inevitably feel bored. And considering she's in a fancy rich mansion and she seems to have nothing to do in this big house, and it really feels weird to me. It's not that that's not believable. There is some merit to this type of story. It just, she never really tries to do anything inside the house, from what I can gather, and it just feels off. Now, this isn't helped by the fact that the pacing in this movie is really bad. There's a lot of times where this movie will, again, focus on our character being alone and drag that out for a long period of time. Then there are moments where the film just tries to speed past some really cool key moments that really should have been in the movie. And also, with the way that the film starts very abruptly and ends very abruptly, it just feels like there was an entire 40 minutes or so that was missing from this film. It really feels like there was a lot of stuff cut out. Now, our characters are pretty well done for the most part, especially our two main characters. And I really do like how they feel like real people, each with their own little traps. Obviously, Priscilla's trap is that she's madly in love with Elvis, but Elvis also has his own little traps. He himself is being kind of controlled, as it's hinted at, by his agent and even his father in some ways. It really is kind of like an interesting case where really his relationship with Priscilla is really the only relationship where he is in control, which explains why he is desperate to really hold on to that control. Now, there are a lot of characters in this film that just show up and then are completely forgotten about and don't add anything to the movie. And again, you kind of have to have them because this is based off real people, but it just feels like there is something missing when they disappear for long periods of time, and then all of a sudden will come back into the movie only to add nothing. And it's like, why are they here? Other than the fact that they were part of Elvis's entourage, it felt really weird when it came to the characters at times. The only characters that really worked were Elvis and Priscilla. Now, mind you, those are the two main characters, so yeah, that's a okay plus for the movie. And the performances here by both Kaylee Spenny and Jacob Elordi are really well done, especially Kaylee Spenny, who basically took this film and put it on her shoulders. Her performance is really key to Priscilla, and I really enjoyed her in the movie. Jacob Elordi is doing his best, and he had a more difficult job, really, because he had to follow up what Austin Butler did last year with Elvis, and it really did feel at times that Jacob Elordi was not really Elvis to me. Like, the way he looked and some of his verbalization didn't really feel like Elvis to me. It felt like almost like a guy doing an Elvis impression at times, and it just did take me out of the movie. That being said, he did try his best, and he was a lot of was asked of him, and I can see why he struggled with it. And then you have the visuals, and this is where the film really shines. The visual style here is really well done. The set design, the costume work are all breathtaking and brilliant, and the cinematography is quite the standout on how it almost makes certain scenes feel like a fever dream, and I really enjoy that. The music here, it's a lot of songs from the 1960s, which makes sense considering that's basically the time period where this movie takes place. It's really not bad. I really enjoyed the soundtrack overall. Certain placement of the songs don't really fit sometimes with the mood that the scene is going for. I don't know if that was a creative decision or if it was just, we have the song, let's just use it. At the end of the day, Priscilla, to me, was a huge disappointment. I do believe if Sofia Coppola was given a proper runtime, because this film's only about an hour and 50 minutes, of about maybe 2.5 hours, she could have really hammered out a lot of the kinks with the pacing, and the film would have moved probably a lot better. As it stands, it's kind of a mess at times, so I'm going to give Priscilla a 4 out of 10. Now, as far as my recommendation is concerned, I know a lot of people like this movie, and it is based off a memoir that I just didn't read, so some of my complaints could just be because the memoir was like that. So I'm going to advise you actually go into this one and judge for yourself if you like it or not, because I really don't know how to recommend this one, because like I said, I'm seeing a lot of people really like this one, and I just didn't. So anyway, that's my opinion on Priscilla. If you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.